Hi everyone, so today's video is a little bit different. I'm going to give you a channel update. So I've recently set up a Patreon account and I'm going to explain what that is and how it affects this channel. So the first thing I want to say to you is that this channel is not affected. Recently I've been doing one video a week. I try to make them really good, really highly edited, really good content, and I'm getting more subscribers every day. The channel's really taking off, so I want to say a huge thank you to anyone that watches my videos. I'm so grateful to you. Now, I'm still going to continue doing one video a week and it will always be free. Now, when I was learning to paint and really learning anything, I've learned so many things from the internet in recent years. I hardly watch TV at all, I just watch YouTube now. And I really appreciate that free content, so I'm going to continue making that for you. But the reason, there's a couple of reasons really why I've gone on Patreon recently. The first one is, of course, at the time of filming this, it's March in 2020 and we are in the grips of a global pandemic. Now, for nearly 20 years, I have made the majority of my income from teaching art classes. I mean, I have done all sorts of other things. I've designed art products, I've been on radio shows, I've judged competitions. Of course, I've painted and sold artwork. I've worked as a published illustrator. Just about anything and everything that you could do in this business, I've been there and I've done it. But by far the most successful thing for me, second to selling artwork, has been teaching people to paint and draw. And not only at art classes, but art courses. I ran holidays for a few years in the south of France. I'm considering going back to running art holidays, but at the moment I've had to cancel the one I was planning for next year in Malta. But as well as those sort of teachings, what I do as well is I go out to art clubs and art groups and I give demonstrations. I was due, in fact, in 2 weeks' time to go out and do a critique for art club members. In other words, they show me their paintings and I tell them what I think of them and how they can perhaps improve them a little bit. So, you know, these are paid income jobs and I gain a regular income from these things. It helps to support everything else that I do. And now we have a global pandemic and I do a lot of business planning. I'm very into business. But as I'm sure you can imagine, global pandemic was not on my list of things to plan for this year. Now, it's okay, I'm not in danger of losing the roof over my head, although, look, my fingernails, I've got no nails on because my nail girl has had to stop working too. Us self-employed people, we're being hit so hard with this. So, as I said, I'm not in danger of losing the roof over my head or not being able to feed myself or anything like that, but it is a big chunk of my income. I am trying my best to get my regular students onto online lessons and some of them have been wonderful and really supported this. Now others, they're still so supportive of me, they're such lovely people, but they just don't want to learn online. They want me in the room with them and I perfectly understand that. So they're going to take a break until I can get back to teaching in the real world. So in the meantime, I'm setting up Patreon and I'm just going to tell you very quickly what it is in case that interests you. So you might have already heard of Patreon. Lots of artists use it, lots of illustrators use it, lots of musicians, dancers, all sorts of people, not just in the arts, but particularly in the arts, lots of artistic people use it. And they use it so that they can be paid small donations each month and the people that support their work get extra things. So I've set up my Patreon. The lowest level is going to be $5 and the highest level is only going to be $35. That's American money, and I'm talking in American money because it's an American site and most of my followers and viewers, and surprisingly in the past most of the people that purchase my artwork have always been in America. That doesn't mean you can't use Patreon in a different country, it will just convert everything for you. So I'm going to set it up so that if you follow me on Patreon, if you decide to become a member of the site of my Patreon and you pay a small amount each month, you can get extra content from me. And this is extra content that won't be found anywhere else. It won't be on my website. It won't be on my YouTube channel. Now, it also allows me, it's not just about taking more of my income online and asking people to support me. It's not just about that. It also allows me to produce particularly, I mean, I'm going to produce all sorts of content, but it allows me to produce extra videos that I can't put on YouTube. Now, there's all sorts of content that just doesn't do well on YouTube or that I can't put on YouTube. So I've been in a bit of a sort of an experimental phase with my YouTube channel. One of the things that really fascinates me is art business. I've taught courses in art business and I've taught people how to sell online, how to do social media marketing, things like that. But unfortunately, these videos just do not do well on my YouTube channel. So if I upload these business videos, it significantly harms the growth of my YouTube channel. Now, it's not because those videos aren't any good, I hope, and it's not because people don't like those videos, because there are an amount of people that do love those videos. But the problem is that the YouTube algorithm has trouble placing them. It likes your channel to be very simple and very focused. It knows my channel's about watercolour, so it pushes my videos out to people who want to learn watercolour painting. Now, it doesn't care about all the other stuff I do, and incidentally, I don't just paint in watercolours, though it's by far my favourite medium. I have painted in acrylics, I've done collage work. You can't see it here, but I'm looking across at the other side of my studio. I've got mosaics all over the wall, so I do lots of different arts and crafts. Watercolour is definitely my specialty. Also drawing and colour mixing, but there are all these other things that I do too. I've also, as I said, been a published illustrator. I've done stuff like that. So all of these other things I would like to make videos on. It's not really possible for me to do so on YouTube without harming my channel, but I still want to bring you that video content. So at the mid-level on Patreon, I'll be bringing you an extra video a week, and it'll be all sorts of content. So it won't just be tutorials. We'll have some inspiration stuff. I'll do some behind the scenes stuff so you can have a look in my studio. I can give you some hints about storing work, maybe some stuff about framing. We're just going to do absolutely everything that I want to do but can't do on this channel. There are other, shall we say, there are kind of rules that you have to abide by when you're on YouTube. I cannot swear in my videos. I'm not saying to you that I'm going to make videos with a load of swearing in, because, you know, I'm not going to do that. But you have to be so careful on YouTube to follow exact rules. My videos need to be more than 10 minutes because of advertising regulations. So I can't just, you know, film something quickly in 2 minutes and put it up for you. Also, it's become almost impossible to have any kind of content for children on YouTube. So because of it's out of YouTube's control. It's nothing they can do. It's just these big regulations that have come in to protect children. And so I can't, for instance, make videos for you for crafts to do with your grandchildren or your children or anything like this. So I'm hoping that Patreon will be a place where I can be much more relaxed and give you much more intimate, much more varied content. So if you're interested in that, do have a look at the link below. There's all sorts of benefits to my Patreon levels, and they go up, you know, the more you pay, the more you get, sort of thing. And when you get to the top level, I'm also going to put up videos of real time of me just working on paintings. They'll probably be, I probably won't talk through them unless I feel like saying a thing, you know, here and there. They'll probably just be set to some kind of gentle music. And I thought to myself, well, you know, who would be interested in this? But I have heard from lots of other art tubers that this is one of the things that people enjoy the most. And I can kind of understand it, because actually seeing somebody paint in real time can be so valuable. It can give you such an idea of, you know, when you speak about things briefly, it's really hard to understand how that person actually works. So I'm going to put videos up of me working in real time as well, so that you can just, you know, just for 10, 20, 30 minutes, so you can just watch me paint and see exactly what I do when I'm doing my own paintings, not when I'm doing sort of little quick things to show you specific techniques, but when I'm working on full paintings. So that's going on there too. And if you have the top tier, then you will also get a nice hand-signed botanical print from me and a handwritten Christmas card to say thank you every year at Christmas. So there's far more to Patreon than I can put on this video, so I'm just going to leave the link in the description below. So click the link, have a look at it if you would like to. If you cannot afford to support me any further in any way, I absolutely still appreciate you. I'm always going to put free content for you here on YouTube, and it's really, really lovely for me that you come on here and that you watch my videos and that you talk to me in the comments, and particularly at the moment when I am stuck in my studio. It's a beautiful studio. I have a perfectly reasonable, nice 3-bedroom house to live in and a garden, but I am a social person. I'm normally out every single night of the week, usually doing exercise stuff. I do a lot of martial arts. I was actually about to start my training to be a martial arts instructor as well, a junior instructor. So many things I do. I'm a real outgoing person. I love to be sociable, and it's killing me staying inside this studio. So to be able to produce more content for you and to get that feedback on YouTube is really, really important to me. So I appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for watching. Have a look at the link in the description.